Welcome to Miami, 47. The innovation race is on its last day, and it is down to the wire. Thousands of eager fans are gathered for the final laps of this unexpectedly close race. Sierra Knox is expertly piloting her red Kronstadt car. Her father, Robert Knox, roams the nearby expo building where Kronstadt is showcasing its new prototype car. The Kronstadt RK Mark III has seen fierce competition from the Chinese Kowloon Heavy Industries' new racer. Moses Lee, CEO of Kowloon, has taken a dominant lead and looks invincible. Sierra Knox will need to risk it all if she wants to win for the third year in a row. The stakes are as high as they can get.
Now, Christian Hakan, tell us more about Miami, if you can.
Well, I hope it's evident from the footage that it is a pretty spectacular level. It's both huge and highly detailed. Tons of areas for players to explore. We really wanted to create this feeling of going to a crazy big event and take in a huge crowd. It's an endurance race in the streets of Miami. And typically with Hitman, we want to obviously try to go for exotic locations that players have not experienced. I think a big part of why you play a Hitman game is to get to travel the world. And then at the same time, when you travel to a location, also to go to an event, to get not only front row seats, but also go behind the scenes, see everything that's going on. Obviously, pit buildings, hospitality areas, even a small little field hospital if something goes wrong. I don't know
if something goes wrong.
Yeah, possibly.
Who can say?
Yeah, there's Hitman taking care of people.
Yeah. And again, I think it's a testament to our idea of trying to be even more ambitious with this game. And I think if you're a fan and you look at that, I would imagine that you think the possibilities are probably quite endless.
Yeah, I mean, this really fits the bill for that immersive world that Hitman is known for. And I feel like it looks like it steps it up a notch. Can you talk to us about how Miami, as we've talked about as a location, but how does it fit into the overall story?
So Miami is one of the first levels in the game, and Agent 47 is there to eliminate Robert and Sierra Knox of Kronstadt Technologies. It's sort of an evil tech company. They've been involved in some pretty nasty war crimes.
Well, evil tech companies, but tech companies are always
good.
Right?
Yeah, see, on the surface they are.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So they're there to eliminate them, and as always, Agent 47 is a little bit in a hurry because of circumstances in the story. He actually needs to strike right now, and obviously try to leave absolutely no witnesses. With Hitman, we always go for this feeling of contrast. So I would say that the level before that was maybe not as sun-drenched as Miami. It had a completely different flavor. And obviously levels coming afterwards will be, again, surprising and different. But Miami is that warm, sunny day and the spectacle of the event.
When you think, like killers, assassins, you don't typically think, bright, sunny beaches in Miami and race cars and stuff. It's more of like a little bit more relaxed, a little bit darker, kind of gringier areas. So.
But again, we like to shake it up, and there will be a little bit of for every taste, I would say, in the next game.
Does Agent 47 get like the suit tan when he goes on the beach wearing the red tie?
Well, I think one of the things we experimented actually with the new version of Hitman is this idea that he will always be able to bring his signature suit. Obviously, a lot of people feel very attached to that. It's also super cool. But at the same time, we also felt that it would be in character for him to try to blend in and be part of this surrounding. So in this case, he's actually in a pretty casual outfit for Agent 47.
Oh, wow. So can we expect to see him in, I don't know, did we see a mascot?
Oh, yeah. I mean, again, disguise gameplay is a pretty big thing in Hitman. And there's a race mascot. There are, in fact, 2 race mascots and a little bit of a story around those 2. So I think there's a good likelihood that our players will end up dressed as a flamingo doing something.
Now, Hitman, like Agent 47, he seems to find weapons in everything. And like we've seen, I mean, obviously the briefcase has a sniper. I'm assuming a sniper in it. He's got the silver ballers. Yep. What kind of weapons can we expect to see in Hitman 2?
Well, I think there are some new items in terms of, for instance, concussion grenades. And then, as being alluded to,
fire extinguisher.
I would say that a fish is probably one of the new introductions to, let's call it the array of improvised weapons that Agent 47 can play around with. And you can find one in Miami.
Oh, okay. You can find a fish in Miami?
Yeah.
All right. Well, you heard it here first, folks. Fish exist in Miami. So that's quite exciting. But,
Man, so we spoke about, the whole story will be available day of launch. You can play the whole thing. Now, are you guys planning on continuing the live content that Hitman has become known for?
Oh yes, we had a huge success with that in the last Hitman game. We supported that, still supporting that, almost 2 years, and we've had huge success with that. I mean, you wouldn't expect that for a single-player game, and every week, every month, we've been giving something to the fans and community, and then they have really embraced that. And so this is a part of who we are today, the way we think, our culture, the way we produce things, and so you can definitely expect that we're going to double down on that. So there will be, more deeper elusive targets, escalations, and contract mode will continue. Obviously, there will be new modes at launch, new game modes, and also post-launch there will be some exciting things that we'll talk about a bit later. Yeah.
Man, that's great. Yeah, the elusive target stuff was fantastic.
So fun.
But I mean, the weapons in this game, like, I'm just like, what do you guys have like trained assassins who work for you that kind of explain how what can be used as a weapon to kill somebody? Like, where do you guys come up with these concepts?
I think there's this idea that IO is this dark place with a lot of dark people only thinking about death traps. But we do have some interesting meetings, I would say. Brainstorm meetings about, hey, what could go wrong if we play around with certain things. And you get a little bit of, what do you call it? It's an occupational hazard. I think most people at IO start thinking about, hey, this could be an accident, or witness something in your everyday life. You start thinking like a weird assassin.